So title, supertitle is fractions. Subtitle is story problems. And then the main point of what they're telling you or you're getting at today is that in these story problems, you're going to be missing information, but you can figure it out if you just do it right there. Missing info. And in order to do these problems, you will have to draw fraction boxes. Do you know what will happen if you don't draw fraction boxes? You will become a very good poet because, and your hand will become much stronger based on the exercise that it will get. Here is just an example of it. Well, here's the problem. 3/4 of the 28 students are boys. 3/4 of the 28 students are boys. Now, with this statement, you might be able to guess the different questions that the book might possibly ask you. There's about 3 or 4 they could ask you. They could ask you what question? Josh?
What's 3/4 of 28?
Which is how many boys are there? They could ask you how many girls there are. They could ask you,
What is the ratio of boys to girls?
they could ask you ratio of boys to girls. That's a good one. Doesn't want to work here, boys to girls. They could ask you, what fraction are girls? Let's see if there's anything else they might ask us. A lot of talking over here in the Kyle Kendall corner. It's all that whispering noise, just not what it is. Yeah. And all of those can be answered simply by just drawing yourself a fraction box that looks like this. Okay, what does this stand for? All 28 students. That's the whole kit and or caboodle. Okay, I know that 3/4 are boys. So the information you get from that is, how many equal parts are you cutting it into? 4. If you cut 28,
Liz said she got, Green Mary said she got this homework together. Do you know what
I'm
that is?
guessing it's right there.
Is this it?
Yep.
Everything?
She said Liz must have most of her books at home.
This
Nah,
too?
that one's not hers, no. That was there, I think.
Alrighty, thank you, Ms. Hunter.
Yes,
Sorry to
ma'am.
interrupt.
No problem. Okay, so if you cut 28 into 4 equal parts, every part is worth what, Alex Lomer? Take 28 divided into 4 equal parts, each part is 7. We've done this before. You know that 3/4 are boys. So what fraction would have to be girls? Just the one that's left, which is 1/4. And then you can tell how many are boys. There are 21 boys. How many are girls? 7. Somebody said I could ask the ratio of boys to girls. What is the ratio of boys to girls, Josh?
28/7.
21 over 7.
Oh.
Boys to girls, which reduces to 3 to 1. Okay, with ratios you need to keep it as improper. Just make sure it's reduced all the way. So, ladies and gentlemen, I need to see this sort of thing done so I can see that you've done that. Let's do one more problem here before we shall be free to be. How about this? Oh boy, maybe not. 3/8 of the 40 little engines could climb the hill. I'll just put engines, I don't need the word engines. Could climb the hill? Now, obviously, what are some questions we could ask? How many could climb? Or letter B is, how many couldn't climb? Or we could ask, about 8 different questions they asked on this one. I guess that's kind of it. But they might ask you some other ones there. So again, you are going to draw your fraction box. What does the big box stand for? The total number of things, which are 40 engines. The fraction I'm working with is 3/8, so the bottom number tells me how many pieces do I cut this 40 into? 8. There's halves, there's fourths, and there is eighths. Each part is worth how much, Ava Wyrick?
5.
5. And then I know that 3/8 were the ones that could, and the rest of them would be the ones that couldn't.
Yeah, arrows.
And then you can answer any question they could ask you. How many could climb the hill? 15. How many couldn't climb the hill? 25. Ratio of could to couldn't, ratio of couldn't to all, the whole kitten, the whole thing there.